Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Yacht. Yacht is a container management UI that focuses on templates and one-click deployments. It's easy to use and also supports Compose out of the box. And today we are going to take a look at some of the features. All right, let's jump to the documentation page and take a look at the install. Okay, so on the installation page here, we do have some of the requirements, the supported architecture, and also the software requirements. And in this case, we're using an Ubuntu 24.04, and I don't think that's going to be a problem for us. So let's go to install Yacht. And as you guys can see, first we have to create a volume and then run. So if you guys are using the Docker Compose, you can use this. So this is the install process. If you want, I'm going to leave the link to the documentation below, but I'm just going to use the Docker Compose method to actually do it. So I ended up using Docker to install it. So all I had to do was create the volume and then create the Docker run command. So now it is up and running and we are logged in. All we had to do to log in was use the admin username that was provided and the password, which is basically just pass. And now we can log in. Once we're logged in, guys, here you have the dashboard, you have some usage, memory and CPU usage. You have a sidebar here with other menus. We have applications. For now, we only have the one application, so Yacht itself running. And we have templates. This is where the magic is going to be happening. Projects, resources. This is where you're going to be able to manage your resources, images, volume, networks. And in our case, we're going to probably be running on Bridge. The settings, I'm going to go through here a little later once we have at least some application running. Right now, what we have to do is go to templates, go here to add one. We're going to copy. This is, I believe, is the default template, and it has multiple other things here going. So we're going to grab this link, copy it, put it in the URL, and I believe this one is called Self-Hosted Pro. Just going to just add this as the title, submit. And now we have this. If we click on it, we'll have all of the applications that are here in the templates. So you have all of these templates, and I believe these are mostly one-click install. Well, it's not one click, but it's close enough. All right. So now that we have all this running, let's try to install our first application. Let's try something simple. All right. What can we try here? Let's go with Beats, or no, let's go with AirSonic. So let's click on deploy. You can see here that we have the general tab. Everything is already pre-filled in. We can see where they're getting the image. So this is very good because they're getting the image from Linux Server IO. And so they're not the one actually providing the image. So this is very good. This is the restart policy. You can change that. Restart policy unless stopped. Advanced. This is some of the things you can change if you know what you're doing. Continue. Networking. Normally, I already leave it to Bridge. These are the labels, web UI, all of those ports. I'm not going to change them. And next. So this is some of the commands, and these folders, you do have to create them. They don't just exist by themselves. So this might be something that you might have to work to with the volumes and all of the stuff that you have to do. So this is something you have to create with the volumes. And here you have the environment. You guys know about the environment variables. And now you can deploy. Now, this might not actually work because I haven't created any volumes, but we'll see what actually happens. We'll see if it creates a volume by itself, which it shouldn't, but let's see. Right, somehow AirSonic is running, and let's see if the web UI works. And here we go. So we do have the web UI. So I believe the username is admin, and the password is also. And have this AirSonic. going. And of course, this is not the purpose of this video. So let's go back to Yacht, and we have the applications. And if you see here, you have all of your applications here. So you have the first Yacht that we installed and the AirSonic just we installed a little earlier. Now, the way that this actually works is that for all of the other volumes, normally if you're going to store something, you have to create your folders. So your slash config, your slash music, and all of these have to be an actual folder that you create. So to manage this, there's probably a better documentation here that you can use to better manage your storage. But if you know how Docker works, you know that you have to create your volumes and then have some folders for everything to run from. You have your Docker instance and you have your machine folders. So you have to map one to the other. So let's go back to Yacht here. So you guys can see that everything is running. I believe some of the variables have to be defined. So if you have a variable, it has to be mapping to something that actually exists. If it doesn't exist, then you're going to have a problem. So let's click on AirSonic here and let's see some of the things that we're able to see. So one application, we're able to start, stop, restart, kill, remove. This is good. You see here you can edit. If you click on edit, you can go through the same process that we went through when we were deploying it, and you're able to see different things going. So is there a way I can go back here? I guess not. So I have to go back to applications, AirSonic. Okay, that's probably not intuitive, but all right then. You have the environment variables, the storage, as we just went through. You have the processes. So this is everything that is happening within the Docker Compose or the Docker, the AirSonic. So this is actually very good to know that this is something that you can actually see. Logs, you guys are familiar with this. Stats, and I guess the usage of that Docker container on your machine. This is very interesting. So let's go to settings and see what's going on there. So before we continue, guys, you have to know that this is an alpha version. So this is dated 2023. I do believe I installed the latest version, so I'm not sure how this is from 2023, but either way, this is still in alpha, so use it only for testing. Don't push it into production. You have the info, you have the theme, so we can change different colors and do things like that. You have template variables. This is the things I told you. You can say bang music equals /media/music. This is basically the variables. And when you go to your application, when you're actually doing your Docker Compose, you can then map the variable to the actual place that you want to do it. So it's very interesting. You can prune some unused images, and I do believe we have one here, but it's probably not going to work. Update. So this is when you want to update Yacht. Since this is Docker, I believe you can do it from just the command line. So yeah, that's it, guys, for this video. I don't think there is anything else here. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We have multiple other videos coming out, and thank you again for being here and watching all the way to the end of the video. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.